I roamed the alleyways and marketplaces, learning the slang and ways of the streets and the art of survival. I stole and I lied. I fought and I cheated. I killed and I buried. The greatest tragedy of all is the one we bring upon ourselves. This is my story. It all began in Obo Market Day, a long time ago, in the ancient Odugo village in the southern part of Nigeria, where the inhabitants were mainly illiterate farmers, traders, and palm wine tappers. Civilization was far from us, as 60% households in my village were poor. However, despite the horrible state of the villages, nature blessed us with a beautiful sight to behold, and that was the ever-rushing blue river called Abut that rushed non-stop in the eastern part of the village. My name is Malabai. From the moment I could walk, I was enveloped by the sight and sounds of my village, a village teeming with life and adventure. I like sitting under the dwarf African tree to behold the beauty of nature and how the world has conspired against me and my family. Born into a family burdened by poverty and hardship, I discovered early that life was a constant struggle. Not that everyone in the village was poor, but the greed of the wealthy, the corruption of those in power added to the lowest state of the villagers. It was a village where the strong preyed upon the weak, where kindness was met with cruelty, and where dreams were crushed beneath the weight of reality. Poverty selected a handful of people and plagued them. That was when I learned that the whole world is not balanced, because wealth is not evenly distributed, and that not all path leads to happiness and destiny fulfillment. As an adolescent, I tried to resist the influence of my environment, to hold on to the burning flame of optimism that burned within me. But as the years passed, it became increasingly difficult to ignore the whispers of despair that filled my mind. I watched as my friends fell victim to temptations of the world: drugs, crime, violence, prostitution, rituals, and deceits. Their youthful dreams shattered by the harsh realities of life. Raised in a community plagued by poverty and dashed hopes, I quickly discovered that survival often meant doing whatever it took to get by. My father, a weary farmer, toiled day and night under the scorching sun, his dreams of a better life fading with each passing season. My mother, her face lined with worry, stitched together her meager existence with threads of hope and prayer. But despite their best efforts, our family struggled to make ends meet. Hunger constantly knocked at our bellies, and hardship cast a shadow over our once bright spirits. And so, like so many other youth in my community, I turned to the streets in search of solace and escape route from the shackles of poverty for me and my family. It was there, amidst the chaos and clamor of the city, that I found my refuge. Indeed, refuge in the company of fellow lost souls, souls condemned by the government and the devil itself. I roamed the alleyways and marketplaces, learning the slang and ways of the streets and the art of survival. I stole and I lied. I fought and I cheated. I killed and I buried, all in the name of survival and escape from the shackles of poverty. Oh, after many years of wandering in the streets, it dawned on me with each passing day. I felt the darkness of my environment seeping into my soul, poisoning my spirit with bitterness and despair. I saw friends fall victim to the tempting pleasures of drugs, quick money, instant gratification and crime. Their once bright futures snuff out like candles in the wind. Yet, I couldn't find the strength to break free from the grip of my circumstances because I was so determined and convinced that the street was the only way out for me. In the end, it was my own choices that sealed my fate. Blinded by the false promises of easy money and instant gratification, I turned my back on the love and support of my family, plunging headlong into a world of darkness and despair with full assurance that I will make it through the way of the streets. Lo and behold, all that glitters is not gold. And so, as I sit here beneath the same dwarf African tree where my story began, I can't help but feel the weight of regret and sorrow pressing down upon me. For though I may have wandered far from the path of righteousness, I know now that it is too late to turn back the hands of the clock. My word has shaped me, molded me into a creature of darkness and terror, and there is no escaping the consequences of my actions. As the sun sets on the horizon, casting long shadows across the land, I closed my eyes and offered a silent prayer for forgiveness. But deep down, I knew that the only forgiveness I seek must come from within. And so, with a heavy heart and a tear-stained eyes, I resigned myself to my fate, knowing that my story will end not with triumph and glory, but with the sad realization that sometimes the greatest tragedy of all is the one we bring upon ourselves.